Morning gang, this is Mike G from Mr G TV, talking to you, making a brew, talking about mental health, which is a big issue at the moment, isn't it? A lot of people are struggling with their mental health, and your mentality, your mental health is all about your mind, and your mind's all about your psychology. And as a psychologist, I'm observing my own mental health and other people's mental health and what's going on in the world. And I want to connect this to the interesting subject that's going on in my life at the moment, which is walking down memory lane. Just check on the other lives that I've presented, talking to you, making a brew. And I'm making a brew in my favourite mug, which has got G on it, because I'm Mr G, Mike Garner. And this is good for my mental health. This is good for my mental health. Just this moment, talking to you, making a brew, having a cup of tea, and it's November the 7th 2025, and I'm back in the UK. And the last 3 days, and if you've been following me, you know it's been very, very important for me to be back in the UK, because it's been my granddaughter Amber's 8th birthday, and it's brought back lots of happy memories. And November the 7th, yesterday was her birthday, November the 6th, and we played a lot of games at her party. And I used to be a scout leader many years ago in Burnage, which is in Manchester, and we used to do team games. And last night I got on the microphone, and if you go on my feed, you can see the games that we played here in North Wales at my daughter's 8th birthday party in Colwyn Bay. And those games reminded me of all the games I played with my own children when Catherine and Stephen had parties, and we used to have games, first of all in the Scout Hut in Burnage, and then later on as a martial arts instructor in the karate dojo in the karate hall. And the kids were so happy to play these games, and we created memories for them. These memories are important. These memories of mine are important. The happy moments, the happy memories. And that made me feel happy. It's nostalgia, it's nostalgic, it's emotionally uplifting. And not just being around the children and hearing them laugh and having fun, instead of just being like glued in front of a screen or the television or a computer game or a mobile phone or whatever device you've got, which is living your life, what they call vicariously, living your life as the observer, which I teach, be the observer. But I also say observe and attach to the things that serve you, and don't absorb the things that don't serve you. And if you refer back to your happy memories, it makes you feel happy. So drinking this brew, talking to you in my G mug, makes me feel happy. I'll get the milk in a minute. That party last night was amazing, because there was lots of happy moments, dancing, ring-a-ring-a roses. We played the Okey Cokey. And you should have seen the children. I mean, the Okey Cokey is something I did as a child, and so that's decades ago. But those things still make me laugh, still make children laugh today. Got to have fun. Each moment is an opportunity to create a new memory. It's an opportunity to have some special time, a happy time. And long after those happy times are over, you can refer back to those moments, to those memories, which are actually scientifically called memes. They're files in your mind, and they make you feel happy again. So when you feel low and slow and heavy and down, you can lift yourself up, speed yourself up, start to feel uplifted by just looking at photographs, looking at videos of happy times in your life. So I would record those happy moments, and if I felt down, wherever I am, I can connect to my family, I can connect to those memories, I can connect to those happy moments of the past and get those feelings in the now. When we came back, my other granddaughter, because currently I'm living at my daughter's house and my son-in-law with my 2 grandchildren, Amber and Maya. Maya came up to me and said, "Grandad," which is me, so that G could be for Grandad. Grandad G, Mr G. She said, "Do you remember?" And I mean, I've not been here for 3 years. because of personal circumstances. But she remembered, and now she's 6, so she's bringing back a memory from being 3, when I used to play a game with her called Rockabye Baby. Now, Rockabye Baby is a lullaby. You hold a baby in arms, a toddler, and you go, rockabye baby on the treetop when the bough breaks. So what actually happens at the end of the lullaby is there's a game where you say, when the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down. And I used to like go down with Maya and Amber in my arms and just play a little game, keep them safe, but let them have a little bit of a surprise. And I used to always like have a bit of a wait. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and they used to wait for the down for the shot, and they'd laugh. And it's the kindest, loveliest thing to do for somebody, is to make them laugh and to give them those moments and those memories. And 3 years on now, Amber came up to me, and I've been back in the UK now, 4 weeks, and she came up to me, totally surprised me, and said, Grandad, can you do Rockabye Baby? Now, she's not a baby now, but she just loved that moment, and she remembered that. And I said, how do you remember that? And she said, I stored it in my brain. She's 6. She said, I kept it in my brain, which I thought was brilliant. And the thing is, what do you store in your brain? What happy moments can you remember from your childhood, from your teenage years, from your 20s, your 30s, wherever you are in your life, however many decades you've been here? What are your happy memories? What were your uplifting moments? What were your peak moments? When did you feel on top of the world? When did you laugh? When did you feel confident? When did you feel unlimited? Because this is important, that we do this to ourselves, that we have these memories, which are called memes, these files of mind, and we can recall them, just like you can look at an old photograph and recall those memories and step into that photograph and remember where you were, what you were doing, how you felt, who you were with, what you said. And you can recapture, you can revisit, you can rewind your mind and remind yourself of these positive moments by just accessing your memories. And the beauty of it is that every day you can create new memories now that you can refer to in the future, by taking photographs, by taking videos, by keeping a diary, by what they call journaling. If you journal your happy moments, and don't keep referring back to the unhappy moments, to the disappointing times, to the things that you want to leave behind. Leave them behind. Don't remind yourself, don't rewind to bad times, rewind to positive times. Let me get the milk while you think of some happy times in your life, and I'll tell you another story before I go. So the other thing, guys, obviously it's bonfire season at the moment. We've had Halloween. Not really a Halloween person, but I take part in it simply because the grandchildren were doing it. In fact, I think there's a bit of an agenda with Halloween. In fact, the original Semaine was a blessing and a celebration of the departed, although they've not departed anywhere, they're still around us. But Halloween is a bit not spooky, I'm scared about it. It's just got too many demonic connections, but I won't go there in this conversation because I want to keep it light and bright. But it's bonfire at the moment, and the other thing that was really good, in Colwyn Bay they had the bonfire display, the firework display, and I'm going again to Llandudno tonight to that firework display, and just smelling those fireworks and seeing those sparklers and Roman candles and Catherine wheels and rockets and all the explosions was just a memory for me of the past when, you know, my mum and dad used to set up garden bonfire parties, which people don't do now because fireworks are so expensive and it's a bit of a fire hazard, and I understand that for health and safety. So you go to an organised display, but that smell of the fireworks, and just walking the dog this morning with Catherine in the park here in Colwyn Bay, the smell lingers. It doesn't just linger in the air, it lingers in your mind. It lingers in your mind. You have a memory of everything that you've seen, everything that you've felt, everything you've touched, everything you've tasted, everything you've heard in your mind. And all the positive things you can refer back to. So smelling those fireworks was just, took me back to my childhood, those happy times with my parents. And I know that taking my grandchildren and my son and daughter, and I've got 3 grandchildren, taking them to the firework display, and again tonight to go to the Llandudno one, is going to just be a blast from the past. Now, when have you had a blast in the past? When have you had a good time in the past? What do you have to do to get those memories back? Well, if you didn't record it at the time, you can just think about it and create a little mental movie in your mind and visualize it. And what you'll find is with practicing visualization like that, the smells will come back, the feelings will come back, the taste will come back, the sounds will come back. It makes you feel absolutely wonderful in the now. So why don't you do this? Why don't you rewind your mind to the positive times in your life, to the memories, to the memes, to the themes that made you laugh? This is so good for your mental health. Because so many people live in a world of negativity and doom and gloom. And they're always telling you about and talking about and thinking about all the disappointments, all the loss, all the lack. Well, there's a place for that. But you don't want to live there. You don't want to live there. Whatever you think about, you bring about. And you don't want to bring back all the negative things from the past. You don't want to live in a world of regret, doom and gloom, constantly talking about your challenges. Because when you talk about it, how do you feel? So talk about the good things and create positive, happy memories. Now, last night, there's things in Catherine's kitchen where I'm talking to you, making a brew, that were brought home. This is one of the things that was brought home. It's it's Bara Brith, which is currant bread. Bara Brith, Bara, bread, Welsh. Welsh. Currant fruit cake, fruit bread with butter on it. It's absolutely beautiful. That reminded me of my grandma, which is my dad on my mother's side, who was Welsh speaker, first language Welsh, born Llanacamedd in Anglesey, and all my relatives are Welsh. So this is part of my heritage. It's in my DNA, this bread. And I've not had it for ages. In fact, even last time I was back in the UK, I don't think I tried Bara Brith. When I tried a slice of this last night, I remembered my grandma, playing with my grandma reading stories, my grandma probably doing Rockabye Baby to me. I remembered my dad, my mum, my Welsh heritage. That brought back so many happy memories, Bara Brith. And as I'm walking around in Wales now, and I'm seeing where I used to live, where I used to walk, where I used to take the children, where I used to walk the dog, where I used to do breakdowns as an Automobile Association patrol, where I used to have a drink, where I used to eat. It's just so powerful. Use this powerful technique of remembering, rewinding your mind, reminding yourself to positive experiences in the past. Get the photo album out. Look at your wedding photographs, if you've got any. Look at photographs of your dogs and cats. Look at photographs of your kids and your grandkids and all the places that you've been. Look at your souvenirs. Relive your happy moments in the now and make yourself happy. This is so important for your mental health. Don't forget where you've been, who you've been with, what you've done that's been positive for you, that's made you the person that you are today, and stop looking at the things that you regret, because if you think about that, you'll make yourself feel down and negative, and that's no good for your mental health. Your mental health is one of the most important things that you can protect. Keep peace of mind and then have health and energy. And you can do it. If it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to you. And if you haven't got anything from the past, start doing it now. Start journaling. Start recording the positive things. I said one of the affirmations a couple of days ago is something wonderful is going to happen to me today. Record those wonderful moments, even if it's just a slice of Bara Brith, even if it's just a conversation with somebody, even if it's just looking at photographs or looking at something. You know, if you've been anywhere, let's say you used to go to the Lake District, but you can't go to the Lake District now because you haven't got the money, you haven't got the car, you haven't got the health. You can Google the Lake District and get the photographs, the images, the videos, documentaries on the Lake District, and that's just an example. I mean, I used to have an old Ford Escort, probably the first car that I had, because I used to work for Gordon's Ford in Stockport. And that used to give me a lot of pleasure, customising that vehicle and driving that vehicle and learning to drive in that vehicle. And all the holidays I had with my friends and hiking and camping in that vehicle. I used to play the guitar. We used to go to pubs and play the guitar. So I could Google Ford Escorts, watch videos on Ford Escorts, remind myself how valuable in that time of my life, when I was in my early 20s, a Ford Escort was for me. I can get my guitar out and listen to the guitar music that I used to play and Google those pubs and see if they're still there, and those venues and those campsites. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm dwelling on what has made me laugh in the past, on my happy moments, on my positive moments, on the moments that made me feel confident, on top of the world, those moments that built my personality into the guy that I am now. And I can almost like reinstall the guy that I was then into the guy that I am now. So whatever's going on for you now, you can positively do what's called emotional replacement therapy. It's an emotional replacement technique to transfer a feeling from the past, a thought from the past, an energy from the past, and run it in the now. And this is really good for your mental health. Memories, positive, are so important. And that's not disrespecting the shit that you've gone through. But if you're going through shit, shift by using positive memories, and this is really powerful, and I recommend that you do it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea, and if you want to talk to me, you can contact me on any of the contact numbers where you're viewing this presentation. Be powerful, enjoy your mind, get your mind to work for you, access positive memories, and if you can't remember too much, start creating them now, because something wonderful will happen to you today. And all you have to do is look for the good, expect the best, create wonderful memories, record them, and then you can refer to them when times aren't so good. And don't forget that everything is temporary. Everything is temporary, everything passes. That whatever you're going through, you can get through it. That all the things that you thought would kill you in the past didn't. You're still here watching this. So God bless you. I send you love. Enjoy your mind. Take care.